Hello my dear Capricorn, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between December 16 and December 31st, 2017 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I used Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Barbara Moore and illustrated by Julia Jeffrey, and I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open the deck here, we see the Four of Swords together with the Emperor. So you might be waiting for someone to connect with you, or you might have put like a boundary of silence around you, or someone that you are dealing with might have done so. It's like the silent treatment. It's kind of a war strategy that's going on here, but also it can be that you are trying to solidify yourself, and you are doing so in stillness and aloneness, trying to find out what it is that you want. It's building like a visionary room for yourself in deep meditation and calmness, and trying to see what you want for the future. Okay, so I pulled the Divine with Love and Light, and here we have an Ace of Cups, so there's a new love. And I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and I call the six elements. Here we have also the Moon card. So it's something going on with this relationship that might be a little bit hidden in the dark. I also call the six elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Capricorn viewers. And the Hierophant and the Emperor. So what we saw with the cards, yes, Three of Wands. It seems like either you want to be in a relationship with someone that's very unavailable, and they kind of don't trust you, and have put boundaries of silence around themselves. So you won't be able to contact them with this new beginning that you have, a Three of Wands. And it might be the other way around, like someone is trying to contact you with love offerings, but you don't want to take them because you don't believe that they are true. But here with the Three of Wands, I think that, well, this is actually playing out exactly as it should be, because one person needs to have their trinity like together, be like the mother, father, and the child should be in place. Your child is when you hear the callings from the moon. For example, I don't trust them, I like them, or whatever it can be. It comes from your inner child, from your antenna. And your mother, like your witch, is interpreting this signal by yes, okay, what do I feel now? I feel that I don't trust them. Why do I feel that I don't trust them? Because they don't answer my question. Okay, so she says to the warrior, I don't trust them, we don't trust them because they don't answer our questions. So this is archetypes within you. And the warrior goes and say to the other person, I don't trust you because you seem fishy. You don't answer when I ask you questions. So this is how a healthy person should be. And I think this is what you are trained at for the moment, to be able to see when a person is a little bit fishy and trust your own instincts. That is one thing. The other thing is the moon and Three of Wands can also indicate that there's that you actually have root cause for your feeling that you don't trust this person. It might be like a third-party relationship. It has come true for some of the other readings as well, and I don't remember which. Yes, Virgo, and so all the readings I've done today actually. Okay, yes, we have the Hierophant in the ending there also, with the other aces. I will just interpret the Hierophant. It's the Hangman, Seven of Cups, Ten of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Six of Wands. It's a whole reading. So the Hierophant, it's society. So it might be that this, what you interpret as shady, might just be like a person acting accordingly with their socialization process, like how they were socialized to behave. So it doesn't mean that they keep secrets. It just means maybe that they are trying to be cool. Okay, so But don't let them understand that how they are coming off. Like they're coming off as shady people because they are acting cool. So acting cool is not all right. If you want an intimate relationship with someone else, you need to not act cool. You need to act authentic. Skip the face. Okay. So, see here. I want my dear Capricorn to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Oh, so my dear Capricorn, it was already done there. So, good. Okay, so I will just tune into your reading for a few seconds. Okay. So, my dear Capricorn, here is your future. This is your now, and this is the past. So the past, we have shadow dance, and shadow dance is Capricorn. You are kind of known to be the workhorse of the society, keeping the rules, keeping everything together. This is how it should be, this is how it should be, this is how it should be. But it's also causing you to have a big shadow, like your natural self, the thing that doesn't fit into the picture of being like in the shoulds and shouldn'ts. It's being caused to the shadow. You can see this in the caricature of, for example, a priest, like someone that is a goody-goody. When someone wants to make like a caricature of that kind of person, they are going to show them as shady, like lying, cheating, molesting children or whatever. So this is what happens if we have a big shadow. If we try to be something that we are not, we are going to, like our natural self is going to go on unattended. Like your natural self will become a predator or will become something else that you don't want to deal with. Because it's like a body running around without a head. It's a little bit like this. When you have a shadow, half of you is a body without a head. And that is a problem. So what you need to do, if you're either with a person that has a great shadow or you have a great shadow yourself, it might be like this, that your shadow can be that you're not able to express your strength, for example, or express your vulnerability. So it doesn't have to be that you're a predator. It can be a number of things. But whatever it is that you're like getting so irritated with other people, like you see them and you go crazy with that, it's probably your shadow. When you hate something with someone else, it's usually what you do yourself. So for example, if you think that someone comes off as cool and non-authentic and like they don't pay any interest in you, that might be what you are actually doing. But maybe in other relationships, maybe at work, you don't even acknowledge that people notice you at work. So you don't give them any attention because you don't think that they care about you. And they go around thinking, oh, that was like a person putting their nose high in the air. They didn't even say hello, but you didn't say hello because you thought that they didn't care. So it might be like you need to see things from many different directions. People that is in your life causing trouble are usually there for a reason. They want to show you something. They want to make you aware of something. And sometimes it can be the total opposite. If you have a person that has very strong boundaries and they always keep you on the arm's length, it can mean that you are a person with very weak boundaries. And you need to start keep people on arm's length. And if it's the other way around, maybe you are with a person that's over dramatic and like hanging in your leg, doesn't let you go anywhere. Well, you might have a little vulnerable inner child somewhere that wants to be taken care of. And you don't let it. You just act cool. So that is in your past. Shadow. The shadow. This is shadow dance. Yes. Okay, and here we have Page of Pentacles. It came in this same position, I think, for yes, Virgo or Gemini. Okay, and it's the Page of Pentacles, so it's the Earth Child. It's like the seed, who you were when you came, before you domesticated to all the shoulds and shouldn'ts. So it seems like you have a wild child, like a shadow in your forest. Archetypical, no, in your subconscious. I was going to try to say archetypal forest, but I don't know how to bend that word. And here you have a 10 of Wands that has also come for Taurus, Gemini and Virgo, so also for you now, Capricorn. The 10 of Wands is a situation where we take too much responsibility and forget to, you know, be ourselves. So all the cards here for now is saying the same thing, that you are non-authentic and you probably have a hard time having fun because you are trying to be good or trying to do the right thing or trying to be someone that you're not. So you're missing out on your soul's fire and passion and like your soul's happiness. You see, this child is restraining themselves to stay and listen to me. Really, he wants to run off and play. So this is what you are doing also. Kind of standing here, listen to me just to be polite. Really, you want to do something fun. And I don't mean just with my readings, but with everything in your life. Like, look at it. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you should, or are you doing it because you want to? Okay. So past for you, Capricorn. And here we have the fairy stallion. It has also came for a lot of the latest, maybe Gemini, Virgo, probably also Libra. The fairy stallion is someone that wants something. They have something. They are very passionate about something that they want to achieve. Maybe you want another person to team up with you so you can go into the future together, or you want to build up a certain project, or you have a dream of collecting money to buy a house or a motorcycle or whatever. So with the Chariot, you're on your way, you have the winds in your hair, and you're just going towards what it is that you want. And it's something that has been awakening inside you. So it's some kind of need, but the needs usually come from your soul. Like your soul's longing are going to bring you to your highest destiny, the path towards your highest destiny. And here we have a Queen of Swords. So some of you might be dealing with a Libra. This is usually Libra. It can be Aquarius or Gemini as well. It can be any kind of person having the Queen of Swords energy about her. She doesn't take any crap. She listens to you and she silently judges you. She might not tell you, but she just like, oh, this person, they are not having all their goats in the barn. I can see that. So she's like watching you, checking you out, trying to figure out what you are about, if she can trust you or not. So it comes up again, this with trust, unknown trust. You also had the Four of Swords that's also connected to Libra. She has a very keen connection with her visionary skills, like with her Ace of Swords, with her thoughts. So she has a very clear mind. She's very intellectual, and she might be very cutting with her words. No, I don't want to. Yes, okay. So it can be like this. So it's a person that stepped back a little bit to just view the situation, to be able to make a verdict, to know what to do next, because this person is it's not very much action with this person. They are more looking at you. So when you come here, or someone is coming here, you just look at them, or they look at you, and just like try to determine what it is that you're coming with, or what you are trying to determine what they are coming with. So I'm going to try to keep it clean, like tell it from one side of the story, and you can turn it around if it doesn't suit you. Okay. And here we have a Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands is probably what the Queen of Swords expect. She expects this approach to be a Knight of Wands approach. Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. Usually it can be Leo or Aries as well. But Knight of Wands is a person that's very goal-oriented. They want something. The fairy stallion is also, it's Sagittarius with a hare, and horse are Cancer. The horse here, the feelings. So it's a person coming with very passionate feelings about something. But this, you see on her smile, she has already figured this out. She has already figured out that this is a player kind of person. All Sagittarius is not player kind of person. It's not that. It's just that they want something that's perfect. So they're trying out a lot of different shoes, or trying out a lot of different countries to live in, or try out out a lot of different lovers or try out a lot of different jobs, and they stay when they find something that they really like. So they are like that, and that might cause a lot of havoc and mayhem in other person's lives, that you know, fall in love and then they leave. So she's watching if this is the person that falls in love and leaves, because she doesn't want to invest in something that she don't believe in. So it's like one person coming galloping in here and wants something. They are all passionate about it, but this other entity, she says, no, or maybe, or I will watch you. So that is what I'm seeing here. So underneath there we had the devil, so she's kind of expecting the devil, and you can see that this cards is going so well together. So she's expecting someone that will come, and it's almost like a stalker behavior as well. So it might be someone in your life that's almost stalking you, even if you had been like rather bitchy towards them, they come again, come again, come again, come again. So it's almost like an attention seeker. What they can't have, they want to have. So it's like you have started some kind of rage of lust inside of this person. And if you said no, it's like you have waken up the hunter in them. But that's not your problem. Because if you are the Queen of Swords, you will be totally cool with that, be able to handle that. She's very experienced in these kind of matters. So the next card is the Page of Swords. So if the fairy stallion here wants business, they need to talk the truth. They need to be able to communicate themselves and say, this is what I want, this is how I see our future, this is why I approach you, this is what I like about you, this is what I don't like about you, this is the next step I want to see. So it needs to be a person that, this person needs to communicate themselves. They can't just be passionate running around the bushes. They need to tell what they really see. And it might be the Queen of Swords again, being like very cutting and clear with her words, telling things how it is, with no consideration for your feelings whatsoever. And again, the Page of Swords is a little bit like this person that watches people, so she might collect a lot of information. So it might be like a little bit of a spy stalking energy as well. So it might be this person that does this thing. And they might talk in a way that serves their own interest as well. So you might need to be aware of that. And here we have Death really central. And we saw the Emperor came first, and the Emperor had these ravens with him. And Emperor is 4, 13 is Death, and 1 + 3 is 4, it's the Emperor. So it's the two sides of the Emperor, that you need to have boundaries, and you need to be able to sacrifice things that you are not good for your kingdom. So I guess this is the Queen of Swords approach. It's starting to become like an energy here in the middle. So I guess this is mostly you. And for you cross watchers, you will probably be this, because I'm the divine that might be talking to me, through me or not. They are not. They are giving messages to the people that watches. Okay, not to the people that don't watch. So it will probably be a message for you, what you need to do. Death, be able to sacrifice anything that looks phony, anything that looks false, anything that feels like, yes, of course you want attention, you want some suitor to come on a white horse, like this white horse, and you know, taking you with them, and everyone they ride happily into the sunset and lives happily ever after. Yes, you want that fairy tale, but if it's not it, you don't want it. So that is what I'm seeing. You want this, so you want a person that's like this or do like this, but you want to see if it's genuine or not. So it's like the divine is testing your judgmental skills, testing if you will be able to spot a liar from a non-liar, if you will be able to take a chance with a person that seems great, and then cut him off or her off when she is not showing the greater qualities that you were searching for. Okay, so the Queen of Swords can be a little bit of a dried up old prune, because she can be like a person never taking chances. She just says that, no, there was something wrong with that, it's something wrong with this, something wrong with this. So you need everything in moderation. And this is what I mean with meeting your shadow. You might meet your shadow in a person that's, you know, kind of stalling everything. They don't want to take a chance with anything because they don't believe in it. So they become like very distant. So if you meet a person like that, it might mean that you need to become more like this, but not all about this. Like a person that's all about this is still like totally off course, but they are here to teach you something. So they may be being out course just to help you. So that's a rather big sacrifice to be making for another person. So listen to this message, what they give you. When you see that the person does like this, you might need an ounce of it yourself. Okay, and here we have also the Hangman. So the Hangman came, and I don't remember what I said about it. Maybe I didn't say so much. So this Knight of Wands is kind of hanging about and feeling. I don't feel frustrated, but sort of. I don't feel bored, but sort of. It's like you keep their interest in some way, but they also know that they are being like just hanging around and waiting kind of for you to be able to come with a certain verdict. It's a very luscious thing with this devil that you're with. So they do want something that can be very fertile, but yes, it's not worth anything if it's just for show. If it's all, not all is gold that glitters. And underneath here we had Page of Pentacles. So being your natural self seems to be a person that cuts a lot of things off, because you have 13 and you have 12. So both, this is about changes and this is about sacrifices, and this is about sacrifices and this is about changes. So it's usually like this. You hang around in a kind of later part of your life, and you're starting to become closer and closer to the divine, and starting to get a halo on your head, and almost becoming like airy in some way, or it's almost like people can see through you. You are that old, okay? And it's almost on the brink of you passing over, and then you pass over. So this is what's happening also in your different life situations. You're becoming more and more closer to the new vibration, to the next point of your existence. It's like your whole life you're running in circles like this, but the circles is like heightening, you're ascending. When you were here you did the same thing, but more with less experience, and now you do the same thing with more experience and even more experience. So it's like you sense already here the next level of experience. So you're starting to sniff on it, but you're still taking baby steps with this, being able to spot a perpetrator or a person that's not going to be like to any good use for you, that just wants to use and abuse you for their own good. So it's something similar to this that you are doing right now. It's like you're starting to see with this penetrating raven eyes, you're starting to see, you're starting to be able to determine what's worth something and what's not. So you won't be fooled into any kind of dream of happily ever after with any kind of person. You will just be judging them first. And here you had the 10 of Wands. So we'll see what will happen with this passionate person that's waiting. Okay, and here we have a 2 of Swords. So 2 of Swords is, well, in this case it's kind of ultimatum. You are holding the knife towards this person's throat, and you want the truth. You want the truth out of this situation. It's like you don't want to fight anymore. Either they come with the truth or you just keep them waiting. They can wait forever. As long as they don't come with the right thing that you want to hear, you are not going to waste any more energy on them. This is Libra again. So a lot of Libra here. Might be that you're dealing with a Libra that's acting like this. Shady like this. Okay, but wants you, but maybe wants you for their own mean, and now you're learning their superpower. So it might be like this, or you're dealing with another Capricorn or Sagittarius. So that's what Cancer I have seen also this far. So the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. That's the only way to your heart. from now on. The person needs to speak the truth, and if you don't trust that what I am saying is the truth, they are not going to be let through here. So it's like you have installed a door bouncer that's protecting your soul from any like person that you really don't want to experience. And here we have the Five of Wands. So Five of Wands is building up to some kind of battle here. This person is probably getting very frustrated with you and wants to have some action. So they might even start to, you know, name calling. Like with this dried up old prune. They might not use that old language, but that might be what they will say. And still, you are not supposed to budge. Like you're not supposed to... Yeah, okay, I might be. I still don't trust you. Even less now, actually, when you have told me this. I see that you have quite a temper, so that's good to know. So, okay, with the Five of Wands is also another thing. Is this what I told you about, you know, meeting a person that's your shadow? Because they are like this and you are like this, and then you're rubbing off on each other, and eventually you will learn a lot of things. In this case, I don't see this kind of connection just yet, because you still need to learn from each other. Like, you need to learn their superpower, and when you have done so, they can learn also your superpower. Hopefully they do that in the same time, but usually it's like this. You have like a little bit of a like know-it-all that doesn't want to change. And she thinks that she has the answers to everything. So they rub off on you, and you learn a lot of things. Like, you are totally experienced now, and you are 100% you, but you are also learned about this world. So you're 200% what you were before. But this person that was so obnoxious, so incapable of changing their mind, they are still the same stupid person that they were before. They haven't learned a thing, you know. They didn't do the right the experience that they needed to have. They were unexperienced, so they're still on the same level, hanging like the hangman here from the tree, because they are too stubborn to learn anything. So that is kind of the main scenario what I see, that someone has started to really, you know, get it and waking up and seeing the truth. And the other one, though, has a lot of capacity to grow. We see all the green here. You see how beautifully green it is. So I think this person has a lot of capacity. But if you will see it before you die, that's another question, because, well, this might happen. They might continue growing in the next lifetime with this pace. So a stubborn person. So it might be this, like, you are learning your thing first, but then it might be that you need to stay to give them the courtesy to learn also. If that makes sense. That if you have learned their superpower, maybe they also need to learn if yours have been like vulnerability to being able to take chances and show love, and maybe this person needs they are waiting here in the bushes for you to teach them that. So how do you teach them that? There can be different ways, and you need to figure out for yourself. But I think being this strong might, and this person still being so passionate with you, might be a good help, because they are going to run towards your wall again and again and again and again and again and again. You see what's happened? They learn, okay? So, and here we have the Four of Swords again. So I see no progress here with this situation. Like that, but it's what I said, maybe you are using the weapons of war, like silent as a weapon in war, towards this person, being the wall that they can against until they kind of get it. And you might, you know, like you do with the dog, that if they do good, you say good, and you might open up and speak with them and get a little bit warm. But if they do something stupid again, well, you get cold and distance again. So maybe they will get it. And you can tell also, you can talk. Every time you go distance, I would urge you to tell why also first. Like, I didn't care so much for that, what you said, or this, what you did. And then they know why you go silent. You don't have to say, I'm going to go silent now. You can just feel in your heart that I'm tired of this person right now. So I'm following my tiredness, and I won't speak to them. But I do them the courtesy to tell them why. So with the Ten of Wands here, it feels a little bit out of place. And I think it's actually this person that wants to... here we have Capricorn. that wants to be this growing, luscious. They want to have fun and they want to play. They just don't know how to play nice. Maybe they pull your hair, or one of my viewers told that she got this a flower in her mouth when she was young. So this kind of things, like, you know, tormenting their target of interest, or their target of brotherly or sisterly love. It might be that too. It doesn't have to be a love situation. It can be just like someone wants something with you. They don't know just how to show that, because they have taught being in a certain way, and that has given them some kind of power. This is actually Capricorn for both, so it might be Capricorn that's this green here, and it might be also a little bit like gender related. Men might have a more tendency to pull other people's hair than what girl has. So it might be that there's a little bit of masculine tendency. If you are a Capricorn female, you're probably on this side, trying to learn to put boundaries. And if you are a Capricorn male, you're probably this person that needs to grow, needs to take in another person's side and ask them, okay, how do you want to be treated? What's working? What do you want to know? How can I share myself? How can I show myself to you? And not all men will be on this side, because all men don't pull people's hair when they are small. So it's also the feminine and masculine archetype within us. So you might be dealing with, you can be in the same sex relationship and dealing with a person that has more the masculine archetype, while you have more the feminine. So the masculine archetype will be like a little bit of a bully, and not really knowing how to be with you in a way that's making this relationship grow and shine. So they're actually tainting everything all the time with clumsy moves and stupid things that they say, and you need to do them the courtesy to tell them so, like, no, this doesn't work. Okay, don't do that. So do them the courtesy, as I said. So some advice card for Capricorn, how to deal with, well, it can be really, really hard to deal with this person that's this stubborn, because you see, they are blind and they just believe in what they have been taught by society. And so it can be totally impossible for you to get anything valuable out of this situation, or to make this person evolve, even though you see the evolution here, but it's male evolution. Okay, so I think it's a stubborn energy that you're with, that's kind of believe that they are right, and they're a little bit of hunter. They think that your feminine side, even if you are a male, are a prey, like something they can come and grab and take for their own amusement, like killing a deer. So it's on this level, like caveman mentality. So, okay, I understand why you keep them at bay. So, I will also take a card from the vibrational energy deck. Okay. Yes, that one. Quiet times. Okay, so quiet times. We also had the Four of Swords. That's for quiet times, going inwardly inside yourself. So you might need to, you know, keep the person that's bother you out with a little bit of silence. The silent vibration of quiet is the loudest, most encompassing sound known to mankind. You have been far too busy to hear it, so now it's time when you need to accept the stillness and tranquility into your soul being. Let yourself bathe in the hush of peace and tranquility, so you can soothe your soul and restore your equilibrium. You know what I mean. Okay, so I think both parties here, both sides need some time apart to grow on their own accord. And yes, this is what I said before also. If you have a very difficult person in your life that don't understand, they're too stubborn to understand, it seems like Divine is advising you to use silence in this matter. Don't upset yourself that the person doesn't learn, and they are not there just yet. So you might need to give them time to be able to hear what you have to say through stillness. Maybe when you have a person on a little bit of a distance, you will still hear them through dreams, and you can teach them through dreams. And if you have them close, you can still, you know, silently watch them when they are running around and being all dramatic. And you will figure out what to do next, because if you silently just watch, things will come to you that you haven't thought about before. So try to not involve so much in the drama. Try to be like, of course, communicating when you have something to say that there's some hope to make a change. Because if they are asking you up front, what do I need to do, you can tell them, but you don't have to run around and tell them that this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, because they won't hear you at this stage. So it's much better if you can just, and these words that you might say now might be words that they will remember for the rest of their lives. So it doesn't have to be so many words. It can be just very truthful words. So, you know, these kind of words that ring with you for a very long time. You can still remember what that person said in that moment. Those kind of things I can see here, that you will say things that they will remember and they will process. So there's still hope, but for now it's like Christmas tranquility and peace between the warrior tribes. Okay, so I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and I invite you to see my my beginning of the next year spread for January that I will perform in the middle of December. Okay, bye bye.